Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, where we discuss all things Manchester United. It's Christmas. Manchester United are 13th in the Premier League. Terrible defeat at home to Bournemouth. And yeah, it's not really looking too good for Manchester United currently. But keep all your comments, questions, Manchester United related. Please, people, big up to everyone that's joined over from the raid from Rant's channel, where we just did Red Talk as well. Salute to my bro Rants every single time as well. Manchester United have Wolves coming up, Newcastle, and then in the new year, the light trip away to Anfield. But let's run up the likes first and foremost anyway, people, before I give my thoughts and get to questions in the chat. Because there's over 260 people in the building, only at 39 likes. So let's get up to 100 likes. Like check 1212, like check 1212. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't as well. Hit the notification bell. Roll to 14k here. Well, big up to Abdi, big up Yash, Matthew, of course, Say, Common Sensei, Sue, Young Valley as well. Lucian, good to see you in the chat. Also, Das Gaming, JT, my guy A Solomon as well, Egyptian King in the building. Big up, man. Says big up, Flawless, and the chat. But yeah, I mentioned it, and that's why I put it in the title, because that was only one place to start, is Manchester United being 13th in the Premier League, and that's on everybody. And everybody has to be held accountable for that, including Amorim. Obviously, he takes the least amount of the blame, least the smallest proportion of blame, because you walked into this mess. Because we was 13th when you got here, so you walked into an absolute complete shit show. And this is on the last guy, this is on these players, this is on the hierarchy. Because if Manchester United were first and flying, we'd be praising the manager, we'd be praising the players, we'd be praising the hierarchy. So we can't now flip it when it's going wrong and not say that. But Dad says you have to remake that. Troops, we are 15th, Zah. We are 15th when we eventually hit 15th. Yeah, I hear that. If we do, I've already said that to Troops, I'll remake that. I will. But I still have faith and belief in this manager. And maybe people haven't seen me or heard me back a manager because I've not had a manager who I believe in. I rate him. This is why when me and Saeed got into the debate on Unfiltered Podcast, that I was talking about how I think Manchester United can finish 6th. He was looking at me crazy, to the point he was like, yo, I'll get you a PS5 if Manchester United finish 6th. Nedu in the chat was like, yo, I will send you $1,000 if Manchester United finish 6th. And I still believe we can. Not so much just because of the manager, but also the rest of the league in terms of quality. I believe let me check this. I think we're 5 points off 6 currently or something like that, as bad as we've been. Because, yeah, we're sat on 22 points. And we're on 22 points. Villa are on 28. No, yeah, Villa are on 28 points who are sat 6. So that is not a ridiculous amount, people, is the point I'm making. That's 6 points. It's literally 6 points. It's 2 games. So I'm still confident that this manager and these players can turn things around, and that's where it is. But too many United fans doing results-based analysis. I was saying, like, doing way too much. Rival fans, I get it, because rival fans are supposed to exaggerate. They're supposed to run jokes. They're supposed to run bants, and I would do the same as well. But when I look at it logically, I go, have the performances been good overall? Not just the Bournemouth game. Like, the performance wasn't that bad. We just can't continue to give up easy goals. We can't continue to give up soft goals, people. We cannot continue to do so, people. We cannot. 5 of our last 6 games we've conceded from set pieces. It's unacceptable. Completely and utterly unacceptable. But I think defensively, we've actually been okay from an overall perspective. It's just the individual errors. That can be coached. I think people do overhype and overrate what coaching can do and the impact of it. But you can coach a team to be better from set pieces, defending better, and attack them better, but especially defending better. So I look at it and I go, I think we can do something here. Legit. That's just me, though. That's just me. Let's see what else you lot are saying in the chat as well. Big up Bad Guy Sheik. Make sure you lot subscribe to Sheik TV as well. Oh, yeah, and big up to everyone enjoying Christmas, man. You know, I know it's early Christmas Eve, but happy Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve to everyone. I hope you lot all enjoyed today and tomorrow as well. I know I will. I'm looking forward to the food, so I can't wait. But you lot obviously going to get content today and tomorrow as well, people. Of course you are. Yeah, the selling Mano thing is crazy. If 6 is ideal, whereabouts do you actually think we're going to finish on the table? I don't think 6 is ideal. 6 is not a good return. I think we can finish 6. I said 7th at the start of the season. So now I've said 6. And I said this from before Amorim took charge of his first game. So I stand on it and still say 6. That's not ideal. That's not a good return. Manchester United should be a top 4 side regardless. The fact that I don't believe we can even enter the race for top 4 is no. Actually, let me rephrase that. The fact that I don't believe we can even finish in top 4 is a disgrace. I genuinely, people ask me at the start, do you think we can finish top 4? No, not in the slightest. Can't finish top 4 whatsoever. Absolutely not. But do I think we can finish 6? Yes. We finished 8th under the terrorists last season. So why can't we? And I think we were what? 3-4 points off 6 last season. I think we were like 3 points off. How many points were we? Let me check. I'm acting like I don't have all the information here that I can't get all the information here. Yeah, last season we finished 8th. And we were 3 points off 6. We were 3 points off 6 last season, having lost 14 games. And this season so far, we've lost 7 games. So even if we lose 7-8 more games out of 21, basically if we go 1-3, we could potentially finish 6. If we win 1 game out of 3. 1 out of 3 and then the odd one 2 out of 3, which is a terrible return, by the way. Winning 1 out of 3 games is not a good return, but it's not tough is the point I'm making. Far from tough, but I know I'm in the minority. I hear it. I get why you lot have doubts, but I genuinely believe it. Big on my guy Eddie in the cut as well. Yes, Eddie, what you saying, fam?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my dog holding it down. Man. These motherfuckers, dog. These motherfuckers, dog. I tell you what. I'm in Kenya now. You feel me? I was on the sand, pina colada in my hand. I'm like, look, I'm not even. It's on. My phone is on airplane mode. I ain't even finna worry about the game till I get back to this hotel. I'ma sit, watch the game, and then I forget what I was macking out there in the streets. So then I pull my phone out, and the notification for the MUC podcast shows up on my shit. It's just embarrassing. That's what the title says. Is embarrassing, bro. So then I'm like, it couldn't have been that bad. I like because we in this shit
Your
together. So I'm gonna watch
Eddie. You're breaking up just a little bit.
Am I good now? Am I good
now?
Yeah,
good now. Carry on. Yeah. Go on, carry on. You're just breaking up just the parts. We'll carry on.
Okay, no doubt. I gotta hold the phone close. My fault. Okay. And so I'm like, let me watch this shit, man. Let me just watch it because I'm not gonna let my dogs go through watching that bullshit and me not feel the same pain. I'm with the squad. I'm with my dogs. I ride for them all. You feel me, brother? These motherfuckers. Alejandro Garnacho, I saw what you did there. Talk soon, my boy. I saw what you just out there twerking in front of goal. You ain't shit. Let me get to.
I actually forgot the chance he missed.
Bro, that was on purpose. I don't care what nobody says. It could be masked in the fact he's a scrub, but it looked to me on purpose, bro.
I think you're giving him too much credit, fam. We've seen him miss.
I hear you, bro. But it's just so outrageous that miss that I'm just like, okay, whatever. Let that shit slide. Let that shit Bruno Fernandes.
Talk about it.
Holy fuck, bro. This brother like a fucking model at Fashion Week in Milan when she sees a plate in front of her. She don't know what to do. She don't know how to finish. She one crouton away from popping that whole dress out. That's what Bruno is right now, my boy. Oh my God. I'm besides myself. But you know what the coldest part is, Foz? We didn't said this shit before.
Mm-hmm.
We said we needed Thanos to come through, hit the snap, and get rid of at least a half of these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. You know what the coldest? And it's just so bad, bro. Because I look, they were just more clinical than us.
Yes.
We did the same shit we do every game. Keep a lot of the ball, get ourselves in good positions to finish our chances, and we just don't do it. And what's old boy's name? Kirkerez? Pull up, my boy. Pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real one. I like what I saw. He gave Ahmad hell. He the first one, but you know what? Shout out to the manager, because the manager, he did the smartest thing I've seen a lot of these other coaches not do.
He knows what to do. Put someone on Ahmad.
He's like, yo, go make these dudes play football.
Yeah.
It was that simple. Their press was aggressive as hell. And when their press is aggressive as hell, if you don't know how to play football, you're cooked. We just kept the ball for the sake of keeping the ball. And I hate when we do that shit, because it's just boring. So, yeah, man, but this is nothing new. That's why I'm not too pressed over it. Like, I'm not too... this is always a possibility. You know, because we lost the same way these motherfuckers last year.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not like going overboard. I think, you know, the manager got to figure out his lineup ASAP, because he's shooting himself in the foot with the lineup he continually puts out there, where he includes Bruno in certain situations. Like, and again, I don't know why he doesn't like Casemiro and Ugarte together, but I would play that.
I'd try it. I've been saying this.
Just try it, bro. Just try it. See what happens. I would tell the people Bruno needs a rest, and see what I look like without him for a couple of games. Absolutely. These next 3, we got to win against Wolves. That's a must win. And so, yeah, man.
Sorry, Warrior J. Time you out by accident. My bad. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, it's not it's tough, bro. And then again, you got these dudes that don't got no job, don't got no hoes, just out here making fake flawless accounts, man. What y'all, man? It's Christmas, man.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas, man.
Yeah, I just unhid.
Go tell your secret crush what you think about her. Don't be wasting your time over here unless you hitting the like, man. God damn.
Facts, yo. Facts. Sorry, fam. That's what I was doing. Warrior J, I tapped you out by accident. You should be back, Warrior. That was an accident.
Oh, they got me in this foolishness.
Yeah. Don't worry, fam. I just
get up out of here,
man. I just switched up the subscriber thing, yo. You know what I'm saying? And that's gaming. I've always been on subs only. So what are you talking about? I've always been on subs only. My chat's always on that.
Man, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, Warrior J, my bad. My apologies. Go on, carry on, family. Carry on.
Nah, that's it, man. That's the gist of it. I'm not shocked. Like, we talk about this shit. We talk about these scrubs all the time. We talk about them all the time. And I think what really fucked us up was like the guys who we rely upon to at least give us a fighter's chance of being in the game had terrible games. And I honestly think it's because that manager put the targets on their back. Like, they had Mazraoui in a lot of uncomfortable positions. Pause. Ahmad, same thing. Like, that whole right side, and then Mr. Delo, Mr. Diego Delo.
Yeah, J, you're back.
Brother, make...
And to that's gaming, no, I just extended the time. That's all it is.
Bro, make this
easy for
me, man.
I just made it longer in regards to the subscriber time. So now they got to wait 20 minutes to talk. So that's why they'll disappear. Yeah, go on, fam. Carry on. Carry on, Eddie.
Yeah, no, it's just like he's not a wing back. At wing back, you got to have some kind of creativity.
Absolutely.
He doesn't have it. That's why he was so good at fullback, because at fullback, it was literally run the line, put a ball in for a cross, maybe hit the odd goal here and there, invert. Now, the way he's looking, he just looks out of place. And it's crazy. I said it. I was propping him up a bit tongue-in-cheek because I see the other scrubs that other people prop up, and I'm like, okay, let me have my fun. than a Delo. It's that simple. Anthony cannot play 10. He can play wing back though. And I would just roll with that. So honestly, my thing would be, if I could have it my way, but it's between Delo and Martinez for that center back spot. And Mazraoui, honestly, I think he has the right center back spot on lock. I don't think anybody else would be playing that other than him. I think DeLit plays through the middle, and that left spot is up for grabs because Martinez, listen, it's cooked, it's done. The oven has gone off, the microwave has gone off, the hibachi cooled down. No matter which way you slice it, this brother is cooked. Cooked. It's sad, but it's the truth. And yeah, bro. Delo's been linked with Real Madrid.
I believe in it. What's the sauce on that? Hey, when you lot drop links, what's the sauce on that? What's the sauce on that?
Yeah, Dumfries would cook. I don't know about Dumfries. I think he's an active body, but like if we're trying to do something on one end, he's not helping.
Yeah.
Him being in that inter system really helps him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's it, man. That's my vent, bro. I'm still enjoying my vacation, but goddamn, these brothers trying it. Yeah, they trying it.
Enjoy.
Because you know what it is, man. You know what it is.
Get off your chest. Go on.
Like my family is split down the middle between Arsenal and United. Okay.
Yeah.
And I only see these motherfuckers for like 2 or 3 months out the year when I'm not working. The one I want to see is when they want to talk shit to me. They don't want to talk on the WhatsApp. They want to see my face and tell me how many jokes they got on United while they wearing an Arsenal kit.
Crazy work, man. Crazy work.
I got my little niece. She out here rocking her United kit.
Love that.
Crazy, bro. I gotta break it down. I see my uncle with the Ever kit on today. It was love, man.
Love that,
man.
Damn,
these dudes, man. And then I'm seeing 6-3 Liverpool. I'm seeing 6-3 Liverpool Spurs, and I'm just looking at that game like, what the fuck? Who are these dudes? Yeah, bro. It's tough right now.
Hey, fam. Hey, exactly what you saying. I hear that. Big up everyone tapped in, man. Still over 200 of you like in the building. Only at 65 likes, man. Let's get up to 100 likes, people. Hit the subscribe button. Big up to Gunnar as well. H. Gunnar, who says, Merry Christmas, Sarcasm City TV, and to all your subscribers. Have a wonderful time and blessed 2025. Take care. Same to you, man. I echo that to you and everybody else as well. Yeah, Jez, you did call the Amorim thing as well. And that's one good thing about this system is we have quickly identified who does work and who doesn't work, and quickly identified the problems. Casemiro got to play. 110% Casemiro has to play, just simply for two reasons. One, because our midfield isn't working right now, so try it, because I think Agate and Casemiro could work in any system. And secondly, how many goals we are conceding from set pieces and how good from set pieces Casemiro is from a defensive standpoint. Because he attacks the ball. He wins so many aerial duels. So many. So try it, and it's a must win against Wolves at the end of the day. You got to, after the back of these two home losses, got to get that win. We can't, fortunately enough for us, we're still in touching distance of the pack. However, we can't afford to not pick up dubs. Wolves, Newcastle, going to be two very tough games. But let's start on Boxing Day with Wolves and get the win. Jez asked earlier as well. Yes, I will be doing NBA games on the playback. On Christmas, I'll be doing the last two games. Can't remember what they are off the top of my head, but I'll be doing the last two games on Christmas Day. And then someone asked about the fan calling show. Check out the schedule, Boxing Day. Boxing Day is on there, people. Boxing Day is on there. That's where I'm at. We'll run up the likes, subscribe button, all that good stuff. You'll know exactly what it is. And get your questions in as well, people. Get your questions in. Yeah, that's what I just spoke about. I don't know if you just wrote that as I said that. But yeah, schedule, people. Always check out the upcoming live stream schedule. I'll update it on a weekly basis. Yeah, the set piece thing is crazy. Exactly that. Play Casemiro now because he helps with that. Because someone said in Rance's chat was like, oh, he might think Casemiro and Ericsson is too Casemiro and Ericsson, sorry. Agate and Casemiro's too defensive. We conceding goals left, right, and center. We need some more defensive structure out there. We need to. We conceding way too many goals, and we're conceding too many goals without actually that being, in my opinion, being that bad defensively. It's not like 20 shots per game. It's not like with the goals being peppered. I don't remember Onana being peppered in any of these games in regards to our shots on our goal. So try it. I've been saying this. I'm not saying anything definitely works, but we know what doesn't work. We know what doesn't work. So try something new. And that's what, in his defense, that's what Amorim has done. When things haven't worked, he's tried new things. So I respect that. What are you saying, Kaneki? You good?
Yeah, first, big up everybody. Happy holidays, you know.
You already know.
So,
blessings.
and
Shout out my motherfucking dog. Happy holidays,
yeah,
Kaneki.
man, happy holidays to everybody else. And you want to know what I'm actually very happy about, Flawless? And Saeed said it, big up ManDem in chat as well. When I was speaking with you, I think this was my first ever fan calling. I think I remember that. I was in the gym that day. My first ever fan calling when you were like, when you were asking me at the time, who do I want as manager? And I said, Amorim.
Mm.
This was back with Ralph Ragnick. I said I wanted Amorim. Ten Hag was my third choice, but I said I wanted Amorim. What I like the most is, as everybody in chat can agree with, who here don't know what we're doing right now in this system? You realize that we've scored every goal we score can be scored again?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at it and I'm going to other people's stream, your live stream, Rance's live stream, Saeed's live stream. Every chance that we've missed, the Bruno chance with the Ahmad cutback to Bruno, we've done that around. We've done that 17 times. Since Amorim has been here, we've had 17 cutback chances.
We had a lot.
Every single one of them look the same. I'm not kidding. 17 cutback chances, all of them the same. And of the 17, we've scored what? 9?
I'm not sure how many we've
7.
scored. Your overall point stands like in regards to repetitive.
Yeah, it's not only is it repetitive, we're seeing it become more potent. Like, you can't stop us from doing it now. Bournemouth, yeah, we lost the Bournemouth game 3-0. We had that cutback chance against Bournemouth 5 times. Like, we're just not going to ignore that. We had that cutback opportunity against Bournemouth 5 times. Bruno missed 3. Yeah? Against Arsenal where we played them, we lost 2-0 to set pieces, but we still had that cutback chances, even though Arsenal were playing 5 centre backs. Like, we still cut them open. We still created chances. So, and it's not the bullshit Bruno chances. Like, for once, chat, this is no bullshit Bruno chances of 363 chances.
Actual chances of quality.
Yeah. The chances that we're looking at that chance as like, how did we not score? Like the Bournemouth one on your stream, Bruno dragged the shot wide. How did we not score there? The second one where the keeper saved it. How did we not score there? It's not, we should be doing better. It's literally, why aren't we scoring these chances? Because these are the chances we've scored on repeat. But I told everybody about that Oompa Loompa on the left hand side. I never wanted him. Yeah, I did not want him at Manchester United. I wanted Salisu. That's who I wanted at Manchester United. I never wanted him.
Where is Salisu currently?
He's at Monaco.
He's at Monaco, okay.
Yeah, I wanted him. I wanted Van der Ven before he went to Spurs. I wanted Tapsoba and Bella Kopcha, Schlotterbeck, because during that time, Dortmund were looking to get rid of him. Like, I wanted actual players. I never want $60 million on an Oompa Loompa. Why? Why? I know you're looking at it right now. This brother literally looks like a mini Maguire.
He's been well. This system don't help him whatsoever.
Hey, Kaneki, I'm gonna let you cook. I just have to ask a question. You've been satisfied from how you've seen Amorim handle this squad. Well, not with the selection, but just what we put out there on the pitch.
Yes. You want to know why? I can see what he's thinking. Everyone is saying, yo, why aren't we playing Casemiro? Is not Casemiro and Amorim did not fall out. Why are we not playing Casemiro?
I don't think they fell out either. I think he just don't fit.
No, it doesn't fit what he wants. There's a game. I think it was when he just came, where he kept yelling at Casemiro to go forward. We can say Casemiro and Ugarte isn't defensive. It is. It 100% is. Casemiro is not going to make that forward press the way how you see Mino do it, how you see Bruno do it, how you see Mount do it, basically. When we had Casemiro and Ugarte, when Amorim played it, he kept yelling at Casemiro to go forward, go forward, go forward. Because we already have Ugarte staying one place. We don't need two sitters. We need one more. We need a midfielder to go up to make our attacking 3 and attacking 4. Mm-hmm. That is how it goes. In Amorim's system, one of the 10s is a midfielder, the other 10 is a winger. Mm-hmm. At Sporting, you had Pedro Goncalves. Pedro Goncalves is a midfielder. Mm-hmm. He is a straight-up midfielder. So when in defense, one of the wingers will act like as a striker, and we will defend in a 5-3-2. One of the 10s will drop into as a central midfielder. That is how it's always been. That's the reason why you don't see him outright putting 2 wingers as the 2 inside 10s. One of our inside 10s has to be a midfielder. That's how Amorim does it. I'm not angry with what he's doing because he's trying something. It's as Flawless even said, in a very good, perfect way, he's experimenting. I'm not going to be angry at you for experimenting. Yo, why he needs to play Casemiro? Yes, he needs to play Casemiro. But if he's trying to get something across, like, yo, I need to do this, playing Casemiro is going to be like me giving up on what I need to do. I'm not going to be angry at him for refusing to play Casemiro. Yeah, Bruno is horrible. Like I know, Bruno is horrible. Mino ain't it. Ericsson has a heart pacer. Like we really don't. We have one midfielder in our club. We have one midfielder, and it's Ugarte. We have one midfielder. Yeah, that's it. So I'm not going to go at him. To Veli, he not only said Bruno can play as a 10, he also said Bruno can play as an 8. King Rodent that everybody in this fan base tried to tell me is a 10 and an 8. The manager basically just come out. Remember how I said that Amorim's going to hate him? Remember how I told you Amorim was going to hate Bruno Fernandes? Yeah? I said this right off the bat because he's going to come here and put Bruno and understand that Bruno Fernandes lacks positional discipline.
Yeah, he figured that. He's going to.
Yeah, him and Rashford. How is it? Surprise, surprise. The 2 Man United player he called out the moment he come here was Marcus Rashford and Bruno.
I love that. My gaffer. Let me get to some quotes before you carry on.
Let's go to some questions.
And big up to Madison as well, we mentioned, because people have mentioned this about Casemiro in regards to the wages and things like that. Let's say hypothetically that is true. You can still play him because it don't affect it. Play him. Like, just because you're trying to move a player on, don't mean you can't utilize him. Manchester United and many other players and at many other clubs have the team have been trying to move him on, but still play him. We are struggling in a certain area. To me, you play him and try him out. This is Amorim, some of the quotes on a couple of things. Let me get to this. Amorim on sitting 13th place. We cannot think about that. We have to think about improving, not thinking about what happened in the past. The present is this, and we know that we have to do for the future. So this doesn't happen again. If I knew, I would solve all the problems in this football club, even this leak in the ceiling. Right, is that what he said? I know what I'm going to do. That is so clear for me. See, even this right here, just clear-cut common sense. And the fact that the roof's leaking and he's referencing it is terrible. But he's saying if I knew, I would solve all the problems in this football club, even the league. So he understands the situation he's in. Goes on to say, if we have injuries, it's a massive problem. And to try and win games,
I'm just gonna say,
yeah, go on, Eddie. Go on.
The projects, dog. This is the Manchester United is the projects, people. The elevator don't work. The stairs smell like piss. Then whacked out somebody's gang sign in the front lobby. The smokers sleeping outside the front door. People, this OT is the ghetto. The ghetto, Carrington, the ghetto. I'm not speaking about Manchester. Shout out to all my Manny people out here. I'm just talking about that. We call it Section 8 housing out here stateside, man. You should be, when you in Section 8 housing, you on food stamps. Your kids going to public schools where the desks, I think Game said it best. They use the same wood to build coffins that they make them desks out of. I'm telling you, brother, it is cooked out there. What you telling me? We got leaky roofs. We got mold.
We got mice and
out
rats
here selling candy.
We got rats on the pitch overlapping more than Luke Shaw.
All right, relax, man. But go on, carry on, Eddie. Carry on, Eddie.
Y'all got it. My fault. Y'all got it. Keep it your thing, man. It's crazy. I just heard that. I couldn't believe it.
You right. You right. No spamming in the chat either, or you will be blocked, people. No need to spam in the chat. No, you will be blocked.
But it's just hilarious when
let me just get to the rest of the comments. If we have injuries, it's a problem. It's a massive problem, and to try win games and manage all the players. So I'm not rotating to see the future. I just want to win games and don't have injuries. If you have injuries, it's a big problem. Because our squad when everybody available is light. Everybody available, not only light in terms of quality, it's light in terms of quantity as well, with everyone available. So you had injuries, 2-3 injuries. You're already taken away from us being light, literally all across the pitch, minus centre backs. It's probably the only place where I go, all right, we're actually covered in terms of quantity and quality. But everywhere else, wing backs, central midfielder, 10s, striker, we're either lacking quality, quantity, or both. And it shows. And it really, really does indeed show. But we still have to go out there and get results. We cannot just write a season off. I am not of the what I'm looking for, where people say, oh, it'll get worse before it gets better. Nah, I'm not accepting defeats. Why does it have to get? No, I'm not accepting that it gets worse. How much worse can it get? It's like, no, you're capable of getting results. This team is capable of getting results. It's better than 13th, in my opinion. Whether you think it's 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, higher, wherever the case may be, is better than this. Because no one had a 13th at the start of the season under the last guy, so I'm not hearing that. Yes, new information is provided, but how much of this information is new? We knew these players were bad last season. Someone tell me how much of this information is actually new in regards to the players. Unless you was lying to yourself about the players or you overrated the players.
Yeah, but this team was going to score 8 to 9 goals, right?
We've actually scoring goals on the Amorim's actually not been a problem. It's been the other end now. Conceding. All right, we didn't score against Bournemouth, but take out Europe because we scored in Europe, but we scored twice against Forest. Actually, let me just pull up our results. Because I said come in and average 2 goals per game, and he's pretty much done that so far, and I think we'll finish with that. All right, we didn't score against Bournemouth. Scored 3 against Spurs. We scored 2 against City, 2 against Victoria, 2 against Forest. Didn't score against Arsenal. 4 against Everton, 3 against Bodo Glint, 1 against Ipswich. Yeah. So in regards to the Premier League, the only game we've not scored in is
Arsenal and Bournemouth.
Arsenal and Bournemouth, they're the 2 games. But other than that, over them games, that's 1. This is just Premier League. 1, 5, 7, 9. So we scored 9. So we scored 9 goals in 1 second. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 9 and 6. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's much better than it was because we was at less than people forget where we was at. We was less than a goal a game under the last.
Again, we had more. We played more games than we scored before.
Yeah, we was less.
Please remember.
We just back 9-6.
What was it? We played 11 Premier League games and we only scored like 7 goals.
Yeah, it was like 9 goals. I think it was 9 goals we had. So
now in 11 games.
Bear in mind, one of them's Arsenal. As I Arsenal away, that's always going to be a tough game. But 9-6, like, is not a bad return whatsoever. Do I want improvements? Yeah, because I said we need to be going at least 2 a game. So
technically, we're doing more than that.
Yeah, and we're gonna get there. When you add in the rest of the games, yeah, because if we were just scoring in the Prem and not scoring in Europe, we'd be talking about it. But I think we'll be all right in terms of scoring goals. Yes, L-Bags, I think she says big up Sarcasm City, delegates, flawless. You think 3 at the back still works in the Prem? Yes, I think any system can work in the Premier League. Just about who you've got applying the system and the players you have in said system as well. I think any formation can work in the Premier League. So can 3 at the back work? Yes. You've seen Forest use it this season at times. I think, is it Forest? Yeah, it's Forest. Forest have used 3 at the backs at times. I'm not sure how often, but I know they have, and it's worked for them. So, yeah. I think you can. But, yeah, in regards to Amorim, he's talking about injuries, yeah? But 9-6 is not that bad of a return. I said 2, so what? We're 3 short. All right. Bear in mind, the Bournemouth game definitely should have scored a couple goals. Arsenal's the only poor offensive display we've had, in my opinion. Ipswich, you could argue, too. Ipswich and Arsenal are the 2 that stick out. Everton, fine. Forest, fine. City, fine. Should have scored more in all these games. Like I said, by Ipswich and Arsenal, they're the only 2.
Yeah, because let's be real. Against Manchester City, we had enough to probably even have gotten 4. Yes. In the Nottingham Forest game, we should have been way ahead of them before they scored their first goal. And heck, the Bournemouth game, we lost 3-0. We rightfully should have scored at least 3 goals. So it's not on the case of, we are not scoring goals. No, right now we are actually creating actual chances, not the whatever you guys called what Bruno Fernandes was doing. Like, we're actually putting the ball in the box into players to shoot directly at the goal in the box. Like, we're literally averaging more touches in opposition's box than we ever had last season. I'm pretty sure that in last season, the most touches we had in the opponent's box was like, 11?
Oh, yeah. Every all the metrics and all the eye test, you're right, 110% is Miles Bell.
Yeah, so the 3 at the back work. Wolves use it. Crystal Palace used it. Shit, Arsenal used it against City. 3 at the back does work. You just have to know how to apply it correctly with the actual players. And what I appreciate a lot now is that this whole Player FC is dying now. Oh, yeah, Player FC Man United has to now listen to the ball knowledge people of Man United and understand why we never wanted some players to leave. You hear what Musa said? We literally got rid of one of our best inside 10s, and he's at Chelsea when we need him now. Oh, why did we get rid of Palestri when we need somebody right now who could hug a wing?
Because there was no plan for this back 3 thing. That's why, Kaneki.
Exactly.
This is just poor planning in the build-up.
Poor planning. I never thought. I don't think
Kaneki.
Yeah.
Hey, think about this. We got rid of Alvaro Fernandez, and we got rid of, I think his name is Kovar, who's now at Bayer Leverkusen being their top goalie. Like, come on now.
Yeah, and Donny van der Beek, a midfielder that we could use right now. Yeah, and Donny van der Beek, a midfielder we could use right now. Listen to me. Right now, what I'm actually loving from the Player FC dying is that they're starting to see that when I hated Bruno, everyone said it was because I had because of Pogba. No, I hate Bruno because he's limited. You're a midfielder. And my manager is coming out saying that you can't play in the midfield. So what's your purpose? You are a midfielder, and my manager is coming out to the public saying you can't play in the midfield. You can't play as a 10 because now as a 10 you're not in the opponent's half. You need to be in the midfield. You can't play as an 8 because the 8 requires you to be in the midfield. So Bruno Fernandes can't play in the midfield at all. So what the fuck are you then? You're a waste of space. That's basically what my manager just said now. You are a waste of space. Marcus Rashford can't play in the attack. So why are you here? Why are you here? Garnacho lacks the discipline to play on the wing. Okay, so why are you here? So we have a winger that can't play on the wing, an attacker that can't attack, and a midfielder that's horrible in the midfield. I hate Harry Maguire, but at least Harry Maguire knows how to play centre back.
Yeah, you can actually play centre back. Wow.
What I have to cheer for now? Player FC is dying because they can't defend their players anymore. You have to listen to the people that were going at your players saying your players are horrible footballers. Horrible footballers. Yeah? It's horrible. It's straight up horrible now. And no one can defend it. When everybody was going on to this Kobe Mino, Paul Pogba thing, I'm like, ease off of Kobe Mino because he hasn't been coached. Kobe Mino right now is being coached. Everyone's going at him. Kobe Mino looks horrible. Yeah, he looks horrible now because he's being coached. The manager needs him to do. The manager is teaching him something now.
Hey, Pops, big up. Big up, Beijing Pops.
Big up, Beijing Pops, man.
Make sure you lot subscribe to Beijing Reds TV. Let me just get to a couple of things quickly.
Yeah,
Madison, I see that. These people are foolish. People keep saying, I see this all the time. These Captain Obvious people. Oh, the players don't suit the system. There's someone to, and I still ask this question. Name me a system that suits these players. And I get crickets back from everybody. There's no system that suits these players at all. So I don't know what people are talking about. And to JT says, Flawless, we have to suffer first before things get better, bro. Why do we have to suffer first, JT? Explain that one. Why do we have to suffer first? Explain that one to me. Explain what we're talking about here. To use Pops and use Liverpool, that squad that Klopp walked into was horrible. They didn't suffer at first. And that team was terrible. Whether you think it was better than ours or not is a whole different conversation, but it was not a good team. That's why he got rid of. That's why the only player he kept eventually, I believe, was Henderson.
Henderson and Milner. It was Henderson and Milner.
So 2 out of 25, 26. Pops is in the chat. Pops, how many players did Klopp keep from your the Prem before you won the champs? So from your Prem winnings. So
was Klopp the one that bought did Klopp buy Lovren? Did Klopp buy Lovren? Because I'm pretty sure he only kept Milner and Karius. I don't think Klopp wasn't the one that bought Karius.
You're missing the point, Flawless. My point is it's not a quick fix. Nobody thinks it's a quick fix, but that's not what you said. You said it has to get worse than it gets better. Why? So yeah, Pops, I'm right in saying it was just Milner and
Lovren. Lovren was there.
Yeah,
okay.
So the only players he kept was Milner and Henderson.
Firmino.
Premier League winning side.
Yeah, Bobby.
And Firmino.
Firmino.
Okay.
Milner.
So the overall point I'm making is that team was horrible. They didn't get worse than they got better. So what are we talking about here?
Why do people think we have to make such drastic changes to be reasonably competitive?
Yes,
in the top 4 teams of this country.
I'm just asking to be competitive. Even before Eddie, you're making a point about the league position. I'm just talking about just as a team. After 2 seasons, Klopp changed the whole team. But Madison, it didn't get worse before it got better for them, and their team was horrible. Their team. No,
Liverpool was still putting 5 past people. It was just the games were just like 5-4.
Answer my question. No. Answer my question, JT. Why you still not answered it? Why does it have to get worse before it gets better? People keep saying these things and then have nothing to back it up. So I'll ask again, why does it have to get worse to get better?
And it's not like we're
anywhere else.
And let me, because I think, Flawless, I'm gonna try and help them out.
Okay, cool.
For you some reason, I
never hear no explanation behind it.
Yeah, no, it's crazy for me too. But I think people take it as you saying that we could have an undefeated run of like 20 games.
Nah.
Like, Again, people, we are being reasonable with our
Before you say,
expectations
because
of
that's
this
how
club.
almost how. Wait. Before you go, no, it wasn't. Klopp's process wasn't like that, and he went into a terrible predicament where the squad was bad, the ownership was bad. Like our squad's bad and the ownership's bad. So what process? So wait. So that's the only successful process we've had. So what are we talking about here? The only successful process we've seen in the Premier League in modern times is Klopp at Liverpool. So what are we talking about? That squad, whether you think it's better than ours or not, was also awful. So what are we talking about here? If that was Manchester United's team now, we would be saying the same thing. If we had Lovren and Klein, and I'm gonna go pull up Liverpool's first squad, because people just be saying things without no meaning. So the only process we've ever seen is Jurgen Klopp. So I'm gonna go try. Hey, Pops, you're in the chat. What was, if you remember, what was Klopp's first game at Liverpool?
This is where I fully now understand Kaneki's frustration with Ineos when it came to not getting this done in the summer. Because I'm just gonna say it, people. Did Maresca have it go worse before it got better? I understand Ponch was there, but I'm talking about just Maresca as a manager. Did it have to get worse for Maresca for it to get better? Or did he have a summer where he established his identity to the club, he established who was going to do what, and he went into this season full steam ahead? And there are still some players that were there from last year. It's not a full transitional type of thing with Chelsea. It's literally a culture, a tactical change, and of course, a drastic change in the type of players they have out there, which has led to him having some success. It's not that different. Again, people will question whether or not they're in a title race, but they are competitive. They are in the running. They are not an easy out for anybody. That's what we're getting at, people. It does not have to take that long for a player to find, a manager to find a reasonable level of success. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
First team, sorry to cut you off. And he came through halfway through the season. It was in October. Mignolet, Klein, Moreno was fullback, Sacco and Skirtle as centre back, Lucas, Milano, Emre Can as the midfield trio, Coutinho, Milner, others, and Origi up top.
Yep.
So that is not, and I think they were sat in 11th place. So, and Pops, I hear what you're saying about Amorim being better than, Klopp being better than Amorim. That's what I'm arguing. My overall point I'm making is it didn't get worse before it got better for you lot. So why should it be for us? I don't understand that. Why does it have to get worse before it gets better? I'm not talking about going on a winning run and winning 10 games in a row. I'm talking about being a competitive unit.
Define worse.
No one can't tell me that this team is where it should be, because no one had us 13th at the start of the season. No one had us 13th. No one had us 10th.
No, I had us 9th.
No one has 10th. So you had us 9th. So even though that's not good, it's still short of where we should be.
Yeah.
So I'm still failing to understand. People just throw out these phrases and say, "Oh, it's going to get worse before it gets better," and no one can tell me why.
Wait, can I ask something though, Flores?
Why is it I guarantee it just doesn't carry on getting worse, Kaneki? Why do things have to get worse before it gets better? Klopp didn't. No. Madison, Klopp didn't have a preseason. Klopp joined mid-season.
Klopp never had it. Klopp joined mid-season. Klopp joined
mid-season. So what we talking? And this is me not saying, and I'm not saying Amorim as good as Klopp, because Klopp's resume at this current in time is better than Amorim's. If you want to argue their team is better than ours, cool. The point I'm making is they was in a woeful situation and their team wasn't good, and it didn't get worse.
They were 12. They were 12, so not 11. They were 12 when he went there.
If we had that team, our fan base would kick off. If we had this, let me
do Sacco and Skirtle, please.
Hold up. If we had this team, our fan base would kick off. What are we talking about here? Let's actually, if we're going to shoot the shit, let's actually shoot the shit. If this was our team, our fan base would kick off. If you want to say this team is better
Sacco, Skirtle,
our team would kick off.
Decline.
Okay, L-Bag, you're
Clyde
missing
is
the point.
crazy.
You're missing the
Clyde is
point. That team
crazy.
is better than yours now. That's all well and good. The point I'm making is if we had this team, our fan base would kick off and say it's not good enough. If we had a Rigi and Milner in our front three,
This team is not better than our team. This team is not better. Man United's team is stronger than this.
But don't get sidetracked because people want. I know what you're saying, Kaneki. That's a red herring because that's not what I'm saying. Never nowhere have I compared the team. Do you see players? Do you see your players as good professionals? To Pops, the vast majority of them, yes. I think people overrate that very much when they say players are unprofessional. I don't think it's an unprofessional thing. I think it's a skill level. I don't think 09 is unprofessional. I just don't think he's good enough. I don't think Martinez is unprofessional. I just don't think he's good enough. I don't think Dalot is unprofessional. I think he's far from unprofessional. He's just not good enough.
He's not good enough.
The only one I could maybe put in that bracket maybe is Garnacho. He's the only one. I don't think Højlund's unprofessional. Guess what? I just don't think he's good enough. But people always want to do extra and do too much. Pops, you spoke about it with Trent when people said his bad form and his lackadaisical style was due to the contract. People do that all the time with Manchester United. So no, I don't think it's an unprofessional thing why Manchester United are where we are. Our players are just not good.
You say it all the time. You say it all the time. Sometimes they just not good enough. There's no need for us to give these dudes excuses.
Oh, I would never ever. You've never ever heard me question Onana's professionalism or Martinez's professionalism or Dalot or even to an extent Bruno's professionalism. I just think he's got a bad temperament, but I don't think I've never once called him unprofessional. I can't remember. I think this team finished 7th in the NS Madison, I think. But the point I'm making is if we had this team, our fan base would kick off and would be saying the same nonsense in regards to it gets worse before it gets better if we had this team. Nah, Flawless, you're saying yourself they're not good enough. No, not good enough in regards to being at the top level, JT. When I say they're not good enough to go win the league. They're not good enough to go finish top 4. Are they good enough to finish top 6? Yes, because we've done it. Are they good enough to
what these people say, dog. The fact that 9 and Forest, your Brightons, them types of teams are talking about top 6, 7 finishes, and we're here trying to say that team, this team right now, can't be there.
This same team finished 3 points off 6. We finished 5 points off. We finished 5 points off 4. Now all of a sudden they can't get anywhere near it. Why not? With a better manager, because nobody's left. So the manager's awful last season, but yet we can't beat what he did with the same players. So what are we talking about here? So when I say they're not good enough, people don't get that misconstrued. When I say they're not good enough, I'm talking about to go win a Premier League or challenge for a Premier League. Yes, Pops, I think they are coachable. That's why we're seeing the improvements that we've made already. They are coachable. Not all of them. Not all of them are coachable, but the vast majority are coachable, yes.
And it's the reason why I say, don't mean to cut you. When I say it's going to get worse, define what do you mean by worse? Because when Klopp went to Liverpool, and I'm going to speak, and Pops, call me out if I'm wrong. Liverpool did suffer, but you want to know how they suffered? 4-3 win, 5-4 win, 2-1 win, 3-2 win. Liverpool were suffering. They're scoring, but they're also conceding. They're consistently conceding. Liverpool fans don't like that they're barely winning games. We're 3-0 up, and we end up winning the game 3-2. Yeah? You're under Klopp, and you're trying to do this, and you're getting Dwight Galed. Yeah? 3-2, 4-3. What was it? What was that game, that stupid game again, where Liverpool was the 4-3 game? Was it Norwich?
Someone said it.
Liverpool 4, Norwich 3. Like, this was the suffering that Liverpool went through. It's suffering because they're seeing their side perform, but the same inequality in the team is dragging them down. There's not inequality. What's the word I'm trying to look for? Like, they're failing same way. Man United have to suffer before they lost 4-3 Bournemouth, and they were leading that game as well. I remember they were leading that game. No,
I mean, this
and
season we're
him,
going to see worse results than we expect to see from these overrated
no,
players.
and Jay, I agree with Jay. I'll humor you a bit with this now. You see what you're saying right now. I'm sorry again, flawless. What you're saying right now, I call that same thing. I even said it to flawless that I expected a lot of worse shit now when Tenor was here. You want to know why it's going to get bad now? When you say worse now, you want to know what I think your worst means? We're going to lose games that we shouldn't, that realistically we shouldn't lose.
Again,
Like,
wait 1 second. Hold up. You lot in the
yeah,
chat are making a point. Stop comparing this United team to the Liverpool team. Because
no, don't compare this.
if we had this team, you man would not be waxing lyrical about these players. Cut it out. Stop it. We'd all be saying this team's not good enough and it was going to get worse before it gets better. And you know how we know we don't rate this team? That's why Klopp gutted the team. If it was that good of a team and it was like, you lot are missing. There's a reason that the manager got sacked where he did. There's a reason the team was 11th when he took over. There's a reason they finished 7th. They finished 7th in his first season. Finished 7th in his first season. What are we talking about here? But the point I'm making is, Pops, the same things United fans are saying now is the same things they would say about this team is the point I'm making. They'd say the exact same thing. It's going to get worse before it gets better. But it didn't get worse before it got better for this team. But they say the same things. What are we talking about here? What are we on about here? Man, I'm talking about Katia, and I'm not comparing the two teams, so please understand me when I'm saying that, people. I don't know. I'm not paying attention.
I never do that.
I'm not comparing the two teams. Nowhere have I said in any comparison that our team is better than this team. The point I'm making is, and I say it again, if we had this team, our fan base would be saying the same thing, and it didn't get worse before it got better for them. So why is it accepted for us?
That's the point.
The point I'm making. We would if we had Maino and Skirtle as our centre backs, you man would crucify them. If we had Mignolet in goal, you lot would crucify him. If Klein and Moreno were our fullbacks, you'd crucify him like how we crucify our wing backs. If we had Lucas, Adam Lallana, and Emre Can as our midfield trio, you lot be crucifying them the same way you crucify our midfield right now. If it was Coutinho, you lot would look at not on the same level as we do Diallo. You lot don't rate Milner and Origi. What we talking about? You'd crucify them the same way you do Garnacho, Mount, Rashford, etc. Let's stop doing this. If we're gonna have it, let's just have an honest conversation. We don't rate this team. So, man in the chat, don't tell me you rate this team. Because there's no time at when this in 2015 you was like, go get these players. What were you on about?
Fuck off, Ryan. Fuck off, Ryan.
You know what I'm saying? Like, please, let's have the. I'm all for open conversations, but let's be honest. You man don't rate this team, but because
this team was losing 3-1 to freaking Swansea. Right. This side was getting slapped by Swansea, like 3-2 Southampton. 3-2 Southampton, fam. Come on. 2-1 West Ham. 2-0 to Leicester City.
And
yeah, City. 5-4 Norwich.
Someone else said in the team as well, oh, the league's a lot stronger than it is now. Nonsense, because we've been woeful all season and we're still in touching distance.
Yeah.
We're still in touching distance. How have we been this bad this season and we're 6 points off 6? No, sorry, 6 points off 6 and we've been awful.
6 points off 6.
People, just look at the table. Look at the table.
Look at the table. We should be nowhere near European places. We should be nowhere near European places. Nowhere near it. We should be at least minimum 10 points off them. And we might be come January, the start of January. We might be, but we should be nowhere near it. What are we talking about?
We win the Wolves game.
You missed the point, Si. People stop saying the Si, my guy. I am not comparing Manchester United's team to Liverpool's team.
We're not doing that. We're not comparing it.
I'm comparing the two teams. That is not what I'm saying.
All right. My whole point.
I'm not comparing the two teams. I'm not comparing.
So my whole point to right.
To
your point. So if we win against Wolves, and then we get that 3-point swing against Newcastle, just look at that 6 points from where we are right now. People, look at that table and tell me flawless isn't being realistic. Honestly, I think the 7th spot has like 28 points.
I'll tell you now. 1 second. I'll tell you now.
It's not that far-fetched.
We're 5 points off City in 7th.
See, come on, man, you guys need to stop playing.
Brighton, who are currently sat in 10th and haven't won in 5 games, are 3 points off 6. They haven't won in 5 matches. And because people all of a sudden don't want to wax lyrical about Brighton now. I'll tell you Brighton's last 5 games, people, because they haven't played good teams. So Brighton drew 1-1 away at West Ham, lost 3-1 at home to Crystal Palace, drew away at Leicester 2-2, lost to Fulham away 3-1, and drew at home to Southampton 1-1. That's Brighton's last 5 games. Imagine Brighton would have done what they were supposed to in that run. Bear in mind, they are the worst teams in the league they played. They've played Leicester. In their last 5, they've played West Ham, Palace, Southampton, Leicester. Southampton, Leicester, West Ham, Crystal Palace. They are 4 of the worst teams in the league. And Brighton, even though they've not won in 5, 10th, 3 points off 6. Because I keep talking about the quality of the league. People mistake quality for entertainment. Is the league super entertaining? Yes. But is the overall quality good of it? No. Take out the top 3 teams. City, exactly, Pop. City are 1 in 12. And sit 7th. And where is City in the league? City are where? 27. City are literally 4 points off 4th. And have won 1 in, I think, is it 1 in 7 in the league or something like that?
Yep.
Let me check. Hold up. 1 second. I'm having a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, fellas, it's getting hella late over here. I'm gonna call it a night.
All right, let's up, Eddie. Every single
Big
time.
up,
All
Eddie.
right, my boys. All right,
time.
chat. Y'all stay locked in, man. Make sure y'all hit that like. Man, y'all better be at 100 likes.
Let me double check that.
All right, then.
Okay, so yeah, this is to my point. City have won 1 match in 8 and are 4 points off 4th. They've won 1 game in 8 and sit 4 points off 4th. Brighton has 0 wins in 5, 1 in 6. If you want to say,
you're literally 6 points off 3rd. 6 points off 3rd. Are you?
A man
6 points off 3rd.
You know what I'm saying? And again, people missing the point. Elba City can turn it around with 1 transfer window, but will Ineos? I don't know. That's not the point I'm making. I am solely talking about this whole thing in regards to, it gets worse before it gets better, when it didn't for this Liverpool side.
No.
And I'm not saying Liverpool. I'm not saying the Manchester United side is currently better than this Liverpool side showing. I'm not saying Amorim is better than Klopp. I'm saying it didn't get worse before it got better for them. But if we had this team, it would be the same rhetoric. It would be the same. Nobody would be looking at this team and going, "Hey, you know what? This team can." Pops, did this team not go? Did you not go to a League Cup final and a European final in his first season? But if I say, United can win the Europa League, people gonna look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, but Liverpool finished 8th that season.
8th. When he took over this team, no one was saying it can go into a Europa League final.
No
one was saying that. And I always use Villa as an example as well. But hey, we move. Yeah, all right.
And that's the reason why I'm saying it. You have to define what you mean, because a lot of people are copying what Amorim is saying, and they're not comprehending what he means. Amorim said that I can either go back to what it was for a quick fix with no future, or we suffer a bit and work with what I'm doing for a brighter future. Everybody don't get the term what he means by suffer. Everyone's questioning, why are we constantly switching formation? Because we are trying to weed out who can play in the system, who can't play in the system. We're suffering because right now we're watching our team play well, but we're not finishing our chances and getting results. The worst that we're experiencing as a Man United fan now is this. The formation is working, but we're seeing that we lack the players. The worst isn't we're sat 20th in the league. Stop trying to say worse when you're not comprehending what the worst is. The worst for Liverpool season that what we're talking about right now, they were 6 points off Man United and City, who finished 4th and 5th. That season, Liverpool finished 8th on 60 points. Man United and Manchester City finished 4th and 5th on 66. Is that the worst? Is that the worst? 6 points off top 4. When I'm looking at the worst, please define what you mean by worst. So when Hey JT says it's going to get worse, I'm not arguing with him that he's wrong. But what I want you to tell me now is what's your definition of the worst that you think we're going to go through now? Because the worst that I'm seeing right now at Man United is now that we're exposing the players that you man think are good. Yeah, 89 goals. Yeah, third in the Premier League. Yeah, all these finals we're going to make it to. I saw none of this was realistic. I said we're ninth, and I got ripped to shreds for saying that. The worst now is people realizing players you thought were good aren't good anymore, or were never good. The system, a flawed system, made them look competent. Now, right now, is showing you in our system that we need players. Guess what? The people you thought were players can't play. Lissandro Martinez has now showed the whole world that Rafael Varane was holding his hand his entire time here. Bruno Fernandes now shows you when you need him to be a midfielder, he can't play in the midfield. Rashford shows you he's horrible in attack. Garnacho has showed you he can't play on the wing competently. Amad Diallo showed you your manager tried to get rid of me when I'm your best outlet, attacking outlet. Diego Dalot is showing you that he can only play well in certain systems. So the worst for us now is figuring out who can stay, who has to go. That's my worst. Hey JT, that's my worst. What's the worst for you? My worst now is us having to pick apart this team now, and hypothetically now have to say how much signings do we realistically need to make before we can say we are challenging. That's the worst we're going to go through right now, because that was the worst with Klopp. Klopp's pressing system, Klopp's attacking system, the rock and roll football, it started to expose players. Skirtle couldn't play it. Sacco couldn't play it. Lucas couldn't play it. Yeah? Milner couldn't play it on the right wing. Nathaniel Klein couldn't play it. Mignolet couldn't play it. Karius couldn't play it. Moreno couldn't play it. So the worst was Liverpool.
That's why he got rid of them all, because they weren't.
No, and that's it. That's my worst. So what I'm explaining to you now, chat, my worst is now everybody starting to realize. I'm realizing I am someone on this channel that's defended Diego Dalot. My worst is having to come to accepting that Diego Dalot cannot play wing back. I don't know about the centre back thing. I've heard Rand say this. I would love to see that. But my worst is starting to accept that Diego Dalot is not it anymore. Last season, he was our best player. But right now, in the system, attacking-wise, he's not it. Yeah, attacking-wise, he's not it.
Well, Flawless Klopp said
let's hear the question.
People give us time. I'm not asking United to win immediately. I'm just saying we're better.
I'm not asking you.
And again, nobody had us mid-table. Again, everyone loves to do the hindsight thing. I spoke to you, Sai. I spoke to many people. Nobody had Manchester United mid-table. So people are.
I agree, JT.
Before you go, Kaneki, nobody had us mid-table. Nobody had us mid-table. So therefore, I'm expecting, and I did as bad as I thought we was, and this was under Ten Hag. I didn't have us mid-table. This team is better than this in terms of results, absolutely, and I stand on that. Doesn't mean it's good. Before anyone says anything in the chat, I'm not saying it's good. Doesn't mean we don't need to clear out. Not saying any of those things. So please, nobody say that. I'm just saying this team is better than that. Better than this that is showing. This team is capable of beating Bournemouth at home, yes. This team is capable of beating Nottingham Forest at home, yes. This team is capable of beating Ipswich Town away, yes. Doesn't mean we will, and we didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are better than this in terms of results. Elbads, will you challenge within the next 2 seasons? So dependent. Challenge for what? That's what I'd ask. Challenge for what? But that's what it is. Nobody didn't have us 13th. Nobody had us 13th. So I'm not hearing why I should accept to be in 13th and it should get worse than it gets better. PR, I hear you. Yeah, consistency. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, Vas, before you go, that was a whole different conversation. That was a red herring people tried to throw up in the chat because I never made that point. Because it's not in my, it wasn't a part of my argument. It was no a part of, I didn't compare the two teams. There was no comparison from me. It don't add value or devalue my argument, even though what you're saying could be correct. I was just making the point, if Manchester United had that team, we would say the same thing. Mark, again, the squad is dead. We know the squad's dead. But you didn't have us 13th at the start of the season, Mark. Nobody had us 13th at the start of the season. I was the one on this channel saying the squad is dead. I know the squad's not good. But you don't have to be good to finish in 6th place. Chelsea were terrible last season and finished in 6th. The team before that, who would have finished in 6th, weren't good. Flawless, I'm saying managers improve straight away. Yeah, of course it takes time. Of course it takes time. All right, so you said 9th. We're currently not sat in 9th. We're 13th. If we were 9th, it probably wouldn't be in the title right now of the video. If we were sat in 9th. I would have got a title already. But since we're 13th, you like throwing that outside. Oh, we're 13th, we're 13th. But we're 9th and 13th. So there's 4 different places. Not that 9th's good. People also get that misunderstood as well. People also get that misunderstood. Being 6 is not good. Nah, I'm not hearing the L-backs because I'm right. Nobody had us 13th. You didn't have us 13th. Nobody had us 13th at the start of the season. And I was the one saying the team wasn't good. When people were talking about 3rd and 4th and 5th as 6th, I said, hell no. Hell no. So I'm not hearing now about how bad this team is from people when I was saying, hey, this team ain't it. In particular, attack when we now have a better manager. So are we better than 13th? Yes. We're better than 13th. But I'm not hearing all the nonsense statements. Oh, it gets worse before it gets better, but no one can explain that.
Yeah.
What does that mean? There's been no explanation of that. No, it don't have to get worse, it gets better. It didn't for Klopp and Liverpool. And he had
it didn't get worse for City when Pep went there.
Yeah, the terrible team. Terrible team. Like, what are we doing now?
And that's the thing.
Where the goals necessary to put them in a comparative spots come from the system, because TKL scoring goals has not actually been a problem under Ten Hag. Under Ten Hag. It was definitely a problem. Under Amorim, goal scoring and creating goal scoring hasn't been a problem. It's not been a problem. It's the odd game where we've looked lackluster. Arsenal away,
Bournemouth.
But that's gonna happen. Bournemouth we created chances.
No, we did create chances. And I'm going to add the Nottingham Forest game as well for lackluster, because we should have been far out of sight from Nottingham Forest before they scored.
I say lackluster. I'm talking about the creating of chances. Like the only time we've lackluster.
Okay. I misheard. So
to me, it's only Arsenal and Ipswich, and Arsenal away is a tough game. I'm more accepting of that. Arsenal are a better side than us. Sides who are better than us are gonna go to Arsenal and struggle. So we went there and struggled. First, Ipswich, we struggled as well. But
and it's the whole thing. When Amorim is saying that we're going to suffer, it means I am going to play my way. I'm using my system, my philosophy, my formation, and my tactics. Him saying we're going to suffer means I'm not going to adhere to these players. The last 2 managers did that, and both of them got sacked. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer started to play to the players, lost his job. Ten Hag gave up his whole ideal and played to the players, lost his job. What Amorim is saying now is, stop telling me to play a 4-back. I'm not going to do that. You're going to suffer with what I'm doing right now, because you're going to see what I'm doing, and we're going to go through this together, and we're going to see it work.
And let me get to this. For Mark says, are we though flawless? Because the table don't lie. Would any of the teams above us take these players, except for the fact they've been propped up for playing for United? Yes. And this is where I'm talking about over-exaggeration. So De Ligt doesn't play for most teams in this league above us. Most of the teams who are above us, De Ligt starts for or plays for. Same for Mazzarri. Same for Euro. Same for Agate. Same for Casemiro. Same for Meno. That's like 7.
Same for Xerxes. Same for freaking Xerxes, because everybody wants to.
I'm just going to stick to the dead certs. No one can't tell me that De Ligt don't start for most teams above us. Or you said take. So do I think the teams above us take the lit? Yes. Even if it's as a squad. But I go one further. There's no team above us that doesn't take the lit at least as a squad option. Maserati the same. Mano the same. Diallo the same. Agate the same. What are we talking about here? Telling me Nottingham Forest wouldn't take the lit. Is this what we're saying? Or Nottingham Forest wouldn't take Diallo. Not necessarily to start, but I'm just saying as part of the squad. You telling me Liverpool don't have the lit on their bench? No, L-Bags. The reason why I said squad option, because he said take. He didn't say start. He said
he didn't say start.
Are we low flawless? The table don't lie. Would any of the above would any teams above us take these players? So I'm responding directly to the question.
Yeah.
So it's the squad option is not key. I'm just merely responding before someone says they wouldn't start. He said take them. So my quiz, I just named 6 players that all of the teams above us take the players. Yes, whether it's 11
Newcastle
but yeah, of course they do.
Newcastle is taking Dillit and Euro. Aston Villa is taking them. Spurs is taking them. Is taking them. Like we're not going to act like we have bad players.
Like I said, whether they start or whether they're squad players,
that's a different question. Yeah, but they do play.
Go
then will they start?
Majority, for the teams above us, the vast majority, yes. Take out probably Liverpool, maybe Arsenal.
No, just Liverpool and Arsenal. It's literally just Liverpool and Arsenal.
Maybe Chelsea, depending on who you're talking about. But
the lit starts for Chelsea.
The lit starts for most teams in the league. Bags. The lit, Maserati, Diallo, Mano,
Casemiro. They start for majority of the teams in the league.
Yes,
like City.
No.
It's literally just Liverpool. Yeah, it's literally just Liverpool.
So to answer the question, L-Bags, yes, my point still.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
they do.
I'm sorry, the lit starts
nobody in Arsenal's midfield.
Yeah. So the lit starts for Brentford, Spurs, Brighton, Fulham, Newcastle, City, Villa, Bournemouth, Forest, Chelsea. In my opinion,
he does.
The lit's a better player than Fofana. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, that's literal fact.
And he can stay. And even though he's out with illness, he stays fitter as well. So yes, I think the lit starts for most of those teams. Before I get to it, JP, I'm gonna get to it. So yes, I think the lit starts for most of those teams.
Yeah.
I think Maserati does.
Yeah.
I think Agate does. I think my point still stands. Now when we actually break it down, we start talking about it's like, oh, this team isn't 13th.
No, it isn't because
many players, but say go on, fam. Go on, say your piece. Go on.
No, because what I'm saying is this. Casemiro. Marino is not better than Casemiro. Partey isn't better than Casemiro.
No one said Euro is not better than Colwell. I didn't mention Euro.
We never mentioned Euro. We never mentioned Euro. So
I said Casemiro. That's a lie. The lit starts for most teams above us. The lit starts for Chelsea. The lit starts for Chelsea. The lit starts for Nottingham Forest. The lit starts for Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Manchester. Sorry.
Yeah, they start. Mazuari. No Chelsea fullback is better than Mazuari. I'm not hearing Gusto. I'm not hearing nobody on Chelsea's right hand side is better than Mazuari. So that's factual. Arsenal don't got a right back. All right. I don't want to hear this Timber thing. They don't have a right back. Nottingham Forest, Mazuari plays for Bournemouth, plays for Aston Villa. City don't got a right back. I don't want to hear no Rico Lewis. He starts. So just like that, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So out of the 11 teams ahead of the 12 teams ahead of us, over half of them Mazuari plays for.
The lit is not off. I don't know what you're watching.
Yeah, so that's the thing is
you've not been watching. The lit has not been off. And despite him being awful, who does he not start for than L-Bags? Above us.
Who does Dillit not start for? It's literally just Arsenal and City.
I'll just ask you that.
It's literally Arsenal and Liverpool.
I think the lit's better than Diego Carlos, but that's just me. But hey, we move. But yes, I think the lit starts for most teams above us. That was the question. So we're still right. So name the teams that he doesn't. There's 12 teams above us. So who are the teams he doesn't start? He doesn't start for. Forget Arsenal. Forget Arsenal.
Listen,
Because we've honed in on.
I don't want to hear you Arsenal players. I don't want to hear none of you Arsenal people in the chat.
We've not honed in on Arsenal. We've honed in on Delit. So yeah, to L-Bags, the teams above us, who does Delit not start for? That's what I want to know. There's 12 teams above us. Name them. Now, before we go, Kaneki, I want to get to this. And before we carry on, run up the likes, hit the subscribe button.
I know, I'm just trolling the Arsenal fans in here telling me that a centre-back's better than a right-back. Get out of here, man. Get out of here about Ben White and Timber. I'm not listening to you, man. I'm not listening to you, Arsenal fans. Both your centre-back's better than a right-back.
Oh yeah, Carriage United. We're here making it.
We are a shambles.
Starts for Brighton, Newcastle, maybe Forest. That's it, yeah. So wait, hold up. So let me actually pull up the table. Hold up.
Can't defend anybody now.
Let me pull up the table. And that. All right.
So he doesn't start for Fulham.
Hold up. So he don't start for Fulham. Don't start for Newcastle. Don't start for City. Crazy. He don't start for Bournemouth. He don't start. Man, don't even know who their center. Hey, L-Backs, who are Forest's centre backs? Who's their right-sided centre back? Who's their right side? Man, just be saying anything at this point. Man, don't even know who their right
Milinkovic.
Side. You don't start for City ahead of who? Pick one. City's defense.
Man said Morata, Murillo, and Milinkovic are better than Delit, yeah? Moreto, Murillo, and Milinkovic.
You know what's crazy, Kadeki? I don't even rate Delit high, but he's better than them, man. But all right, we move.
Even I told you when we signed Delit that his fitness made me scared.
Aina's not a centre back.
Murillo, top 4 centre back in the league. Vester, what are you saying? Murillo, top fam.
I said Murillo.
From Bar Van Dijk, all the best centre backs in the league are from Arsenal. But let's not do this.
You literally got Van Dijk, Konate, Gabriel Saliba. That's the 4 best centre backs.
The best centre backs in the league come from Liverpool and Arsenal. I am from flipping Murillo. Fam, Kivio is better than Murillo. And Arsenal fans can tell you how crap he is.
This is it. And this is the point that I'm making about the over-exaggeration and people getting misunderstood when I say certain things. Vast, I'm not sleeping on Murillo. Murillo's not a top 4 centre-back in the league. He's not top 4 centre-back in the league. He's not a top 4 centre-back in the league. What are we doing here? He's not. He's not better than Konate, Van Dijk, Saliba, or Gabriel. What are we doing here? What are we doing out here? What are we doing? So yeah,
there's no way you're telling me.
And this is my point, JT. Because you know what? You don't have to be a world beater in any position to start for most teams in the Premier League. You know why? Because the Premier League, in terms of skill level, isn't that good. If you start for most teams in the league, you're not necessarily that good. Is the point I'm making. But man said Murillo's top 4. Murillo ain't better than any of the 4 we just listed off. What are we talking about?
Murillo is not better than flipping. He's not better than Timber. I know Murillo because I watch the Brazilian league. Don't overhype him. He's coming from Corinthians, fam. I know how good Murillo is. He's not top 4. He's not top 4. Arsenal have way too much centre back for Murillo to be top 4.
Yeah, Murillo's better than is Konate. Sure, Matthew.
Murillo isn't better than Joe Gomez. Murillo is better than Joe Gomez.
People get form and skill level mixed up. You can be in great form. Same way Chris Wood as a striker is probably the most informed striker in the league, I think.
Oh my God, man.
But is Chris Wood the best striker in the league? No. Is he top 3? No, but is he the most informed? Yes. No, bad. Let's not move on because we started from here because we just dispelled that myth that you said. Yeah, recency bias because no one was saying this about Murillo last season. Murillo weren't no top 5 centre-back last season.
This brother is coming from Corinthians. This brother is coming from the Brazilian league. Let's not do this.
I don't even hear last season. I don't even know if he was there last season. I need to do.
Yeah, he was. He's played. This is his second season at Nottingham Forest.
That proves my point. And where did Forest finish last season? Hold on. Let me check.
Was it like 9th?
Forest finished 17th, and no one weren't saying Murillo was one of the best centre backs in the league.
And he played 36 games, mind you. He played 36 games.
So he's in good form, right, people? Don't get form and skill level misunderstood.
Yes, please.
So I just dispelled this myth. Form-wise, that's a whole conversation.
Yeah. Form-wise, I hear it.
But Murillo was not rated last season at all.
No one was talking about him.
Relegation, no one was saying Murillo was top 5 centre-backs in the league.
Shit, their backline was one of the worst in the Premier League.
They were battling relegation, and nobody was saying Murillo was top 5 centre-back in the league. But give it 3-4 months of good form. Forest have been playing well. He is in good form. Guess what? All of a sudden it is. No, they didn't. Yeah. Murillo didn't. Arsenal wanted him. Okay, where's the link for that, London? What are we talking about? People need to people are misunderstanding skill with form. Form-wise, I think Chris Wood is the most informed striker in the league.
Didn't Isak pass him? Wait. I'm pretty sure Isak passed him.
No, he might be. You know what I'm saying?
He might be.
Hey, when people are saying teams want players, please put sources in quotes. Please put sources. Please put sources.
The Deportivo doesn't count, fam. I know the Real Madrid one. The Deportivo doesn't count. The Deportivo told us that we wanted Hermoso as well. The Deportivo said that Real Madrid wanted Hermoso from Atletico Madrid too.
I see Barcelona want Garnacho.
Atletico Madrid want about Garnacho.
Yeah, that's what sure. I see that.
Yeah. So sure.
And what I'm trying to anyone who doesn't understand where it stemmed from is because who was it? I can't remember who asked the question, but salute to you. Said how many of are United much better than this? I'm paraphrasing. How many of our players play for teams above us? Like how many? So we was going through it, and I said not our core players, but our better players play for the vast majority of the teams above us. So I was making the point. We just went with the lit that the lit starts for most teams in the league, and now man are telling me Murillo's top 4, top 5 centre back in the league. No, he's just in very good form.
Imagine that, fam.
Because when they was battling relegation last season, let me actually double check. I need to do my own due diligence. Give me 1 second, people. Let me do my own due diligence. Hold up. I'm doing my own. And while I do that, are you not entertained? Run up the likes, people. Run up the damn likes, people. So, yeah. 1 second.
17th. They finished 6 points ahead of Luton. Okay. Negative 18 goal. Negative 18.
Nobody were talking about him being top 5, top 6 best centre backs in the league.
No.
Yeah, don't tell. Yeah, I seen the rumor of Barcelona want Garnacho. I'm just saying we can all throw out like nonsense rumors with no source. So I'm here. I want to hear source. Man told me Arsenal wanted Murillo. What source said that? And to S. Madison who said it, rivals don't rate Manchester United fans. That's why I don't pay attention to a lot of rivals. That's why man said man had a lot to say now. I've been quiet once. Okay, so let's actually, because here on Sarcasm City TV, we'll actually break it down. Word to Kendrick Lamar. Let's break it down. It's the real nigga challenge. Like, all right, let's actually break it down. And yeah, out of the 12 teams above us, the lit probably starts for minimum, worst case scenario, 7 teams. Which guess what is more than most. Let's say worst case scenario, he starts for 7.
That's more than half.
That's over the most. Same way I think Diallo does. Same way I think Maino does. Same way I think Maserati does. The problem is because people have said, "Oh, so why is your team so bad?" The rest of our players are awful. The drop off between our better players and our worst players is dreadful. Because as much as I rate Maserati, you know who we have as a wing back on the other side, Dalot. As much as I think Delit's a good player, you know who we have playing next to him, Martinez. As much as I think Agate is a good player, you know who he's playing in the pivot with?
Bruno.
You know, Fernandes. As much as I rate Diallo, you know who the 10 is? Garnacho. So you see the chalk and cheese people in regards to it. Why I've said, and I'm consistent with it. When people say pick a best 11, I say no, pick a core 5, 6, 7 and rotate the rest because we don't have a best 11. Because as we figured out in the chat, our better players play for most of the teams above us.
Yeah.
Or worst case scenario, improve them teams. No one can't tell me having Delete on your bench doesn't improve your team. But all right, we move. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm making is, I don't think Maino starts for you lot either, but I think he comes off your bench.
He does.
I think he comes off your bench and play him in a Rodgers role. That's the point I'm making. But Villa are one of the few sides that I actually genuinely think are better than us. And I've said this about Aston Villa. They're one side I never mentioned. When me and Saeed was going back and forth about top 6, and saying when me and Troops on back again, the one side I say all the time I think is legit better than us is Aston Villa.
I was here telling your nephew.
Yeah,
I was here telling your nephew about Aston Villa, and he was like, "What do I see in Aston Villa that he can't see?" Because I know your nephew is an Aston Villa fan, and I was like, "You man have a genuine chance of literally getting Europe and being seen as a serious team." And he's like, "Why do I say that? Because I know your team.
Yeah, I think
I know your team."
I think Villa there. I've said this. I think Villa like I look at the top 4, even though City are falling off in Villa. Those 5 are better than us. I don't even dispute that. There are 5 teams that are better than us. Even City in horrific form, I think, are better than us. Hopefully, City continue to fall off. If we pick up some form, we can catch them. But they're 5. Everyone else, even if they're better than us, I don't think they're clear. I don't think they're uncatchable. But yeah, you're right. People are getting form and skill level mixed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are getting the two. Like, you can be in great form. Like I said, I think Chris Wood is the most informed striker in the league. Someone correct me if I'm wrong in terms of goals to games. Is he the best striker in the league?
No, he is. I'm looking at it right here. He has. Yeah, he is. He's above Isak, because I thought Isak overtook him because he scored a hat trick. Nah, he has. He's a little bit above Isak right now. Isak's right behind him though, so I wasn't wrong.
Flawless. Visa has got 9 goals for Brentford. Would we say that he's the best striker in the Prem? No, we wouldn't. We just say he's a good form. He's a good player in good form. Exactly that, King. I rate Visa. I think he's a good player. Is he the best striker in the league? No. Is he top 2? Also no. But is he a good player? Yes. Same way Brennan Johnson scored 8 goals in 11 games. Is Brennan Johnson a top 5 right winger in the league? No. But was he in good goal scoring form? Yes. I think he went 7-7 across all comps. But hey, yo, we move. You know what I'm saying in that? We move. Yeah,
I like these.
I'm talking about Murillo.
I like these.
You know what I'm saying? Murillo being top 5 centre-back in the league.
Yeah.
You know what?
I like these debates. I really do like these debates. Because
we get to dispel myths about, because this all stems, for those that don't know, from the whole it gets worse before it gets better narrative, which I think is nonsense. And then that's why I had the Liverpool team up, because it didn't happen for them. And then people were like, well, that team's better than yours. Not what I said. Klopp's better than Amorim. Not what I'm debating. I'm just saying that team was awful. And if we had that team with Klopp, our fans would say the same thing. The exact same thing. Everybody get better attacking options than Manchester United has. Everybody has.
Our attacking option contains Højlund and freaking Garnacho. Okay? When you play Man United, when we have Højlund and Garnacho, you're literally playing us with 2 man down. You need to understand that, fam.
Stinks. Absolutely stinks. How are we doing out here?
You ever heard some people say these guys don't count?
Santos mashing work alone, so he's on loan, so he's not on there. So he'd be behind Caicedo, Lavia, and Enzo. So he'd be the 4th option. What are we doing here? And you know what? Your manager don't rate Felix. That's why he don't play. But
he really doesn't.
He won't be there last season. Felix don't get game time. When's the last time Felix played two league games in a row for you?
Last season.
He don't play. Was he even there last season? He weren't there last season.
No, that's the last time he played two games back to back though at Atletico Madrid.
He's deemed not good enough. There you go. That's your spot for Mano right there. But my point still stands overall that most of these players, the players we mentioned, make benches at least. Yeah, he ain't getting in over ahead of anyone, A. Solomon. He don't play. Man can't even get in ahead of Madueke.
Solomon, I can do you one better. I'm pretty sure your lunch lady would start over Garnacho. We're just saying he'd be a part of your squad. That's it. You're not saying he'd start.
No, Garnacho's not. No. I ain't saying that.
Oh no. Your lunch lady probably has better on the ball skill than freaking Garnacho.
It's because we have Cole Palmer and he's not a wing. No, he's just not very good because he don't play in the 9 or the 10 for you. Look. Your manager don't rate him. That's why he don't play. Like, I don't know why it is. Again, I've not rated Felix for the longest. believe he's supremely overrated, and your manager has the same thought process as me. That's why he don't play. That's why he don't play. Just saying. But hey ho, we move. My overall points. I'm not gonna get stuck on that because it's a red herring. My overall point still stands. Why'd you buy him? Because he was a cheap option. It's kind of like when you're, I'll go with this analogy. Yo, man, where it's you're in a club and you know what I'm saying, you out and you're like, damn, I've not drew nothing today. And you happen just to run into a girl who's just, just okay, who you normally wouldn't chat to and press upon. But you're like, you know what? She's here and she's on it. She's game. That's Jao Felix. That's Jao Felix.
What is it? Man, go to the club, been dry for a bit, ain't pulling nothing.
In the food shop afterwards, and you're like, you know what? She's on it. Like, let me chat to her. Yeah. And that's that.
A 4 out of 10 can look like a 6 out of 10 when you just all the options. A 4 out of 10 can look like a 6 if you close your eyes.
At the best top clubs. What are the best top clubs, Elbags? What are the best top clubs? If you're talking Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, yeah, you're right. That's why no one's talking about us being there. Yeah, feeding on scraps. You leave him with something. That's Jao Felix. That's why you signed him. Because no one else wanted him. That's why you signed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. Felix and Felix and Batman said championship. Yo, you are funny, man. Not my life.
I hate this guy. I hate this comment section so much. I don't like you guys. It's a championship center.
I'm done, man. I'm done. Oh, my Lord. Oh, man.
Yo, end the stream, day. End the stream.
Hey, don't tell you. This is a rap, yo. I'm redirected to someone. All right.
End the stream, day.
End the stream, day, man. Oh, Lord of mercy, man. Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy. But yeah, before we go, I want to know from again, because people L-bags, no one said we're a top club. So top club, I'm guessing you're saying third, second, or first. We're far off it. That's why I'm not here talking about top 3. George says, I'd rather take Felix than United attackers. I've got people in my phone book that I'd rather take from an attack than Manchester United's attack.
George,
I've got 3 people I can ring right now who is better than our attack. Obviously, take out Diallo.
George, I can tell you this right now. And Flawless, can you put up the banner, please? George, I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah. If I go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, I can find 5 people better than what we have that will play for Man United with their life on the line. I'm telling you this right now. 5 people from a Make-A-Wish Foundation would outplay our players.
People say it like it's a shot. And I agree. He says I wouldn't take the United attack, and I'm a United fan, bro. 100%.
Exactly.
L-bags don't do that. Answer my question. Who's the top clubs? That's what I want to know. We ain't just bypassing stuff. We not doing that. We don't do that here. All your players are squad options at the best at the top clubs. Who are the top clubs? Because if this is the case, I agree with this. Something I've stated. So why you've made this statement, I have no idea. Because nowhere have I said challenge. We are far away. We are not even a top 4 side at best.
Yeah. Bester, do you one better. Danny Ceballos would be our best midfielder.
Yeah, yo,
I'll do you one better. Danny Ceballos would be our best midfielder.
Matthew, there's a power league near me. I can go there right now. It's like 15 minutes away from me, and I can find that.
Man said, yo, Flawless, end the stream, dog. End the stream, Flawless. Man said, run, dog. No.
Joking.
Man said, run, dog. You know. Do you know how bad you have to be?
All right, so L-Bax, wait, hold up. L-Bax, who are the top 6 teams? Name the top 6 teams. Who are the top 6?
Man said, run, dog. From
definitely Matthew.
From Rondon is literally like that. Rondon is the back of the bread. The bread finish at the last part of the bread, and it have little mole on it. That is what Rondon is. For you, Rondon, dog. And the worst thing about it, he actually would start for us. God damn it.
Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Forest, Bournemouth, Villa. So we're not putting so the current top 6. Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, I hear you. Forest and Villa, yes, they're 4 teams better than us, I agree. Forest and Bournemouth, absolutely not.
No, Forest
Absolutely.
and Bournemouth. Some
Absolutely
Bournemouth
not.
are not. I'm not going to listen that the two sides that were fighting relegation last season.
I'm not exactly, but some good
I'm not
form and
hearing
all
that.
of a sudden, this is what I'm talking about. No, they're not.
I'm
They
not
wouldn't
hearing
have put up
three
if it's
injuries to those two teams, and they're right back. Because let's not act like we're not literally 4 points behind these guys. Let's not. We're not going to act like that. You know.
Forest have pulled out in front a little bit in regards to theirs, but yeah, Bournemouth are literally 6 points ahead of us.
You
Forest
know,
are big
and this is
but all right, sure.
Yo, Sai, don't make me start don't make me start treating like Ryan. What do you mean Jordan IU?
Yeah, you're taking a piss. I heard Jez cuss him out already. But we closing out anyway. We closing out. Love to everyone that has locked in. Big up every single time.
Oh, God damn. I'm not supposed to be laughing at work like this, fam. I hate it. I hate the chat so much. I hate the chat so much.
So L Bags, they beat us. So what? All right, we beat City. Are we better than City? No, but we beat City. Lazy narratives. But again, we've dispelled all your myths, so we move. That's why you tried to question. I had to ask you again, but hey ho. All right, we closing out anyway. Right, Lewis is still live. All right, we're gonna redirect to Lewis anyway. So put Sarcasm City Raid in the chat. Merry Christmas to you all. Blessings. We'll be back live shortly anyway. I was gonna do a Q&A. I'll probably just run football bingo. Probably just run a Merry Christmas football bingo thing. So big up. Love to everyone that has locked in, man. Shout to you lot are all real ones all the time. Don't forget though, this show and all the other shows on the channel are available on all audio platforms as well, people. Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, etc. So if you're on Spotify, hit that follow button and 5-star us on Spotify. You lot all doing Spotify wrapped up because you see this show and all the other shows on the channel are available on all audio platforms as well. So you might not want to see our faces. Maybe you out and about and don't want YouTube using up all your data. Maybe you just prefer to listen audio only. That is absolutely fine, people. So go to Spotify, type in Sarcasm City TV, follow, and 5-star us, people, man. 5-star us. No, I ain't drinking no Kool-Aid. No Kool-Aid over here, mate. I am way too smart for that. Way too smart for that. I'm saying
I want to fight this chat so much, dog. I'm at work and you guys have me laughing like this in the lunchroom. I hate you guys.
Absolutely. It is. But yeah, and follow the playback as well, people. Follow the Sarcasm City TV playback. I'm trying to pattern some form of content. I might do fight night over there. I might run GTA or something. I'm going to do some form of content, gaming content. If I ain't been live on the playback, I didn't go live yesterday, so I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying? What do you have planned if you get that 1K? I have no idea, Hano. Not even thought about it. Not even thought about it. I have no clue. But Spotify, playback people. That's where because people have been asking about Boxing Day and what's coming up. All the watch-alongs we're doing are on the playback. The Manchester United watch-alongs are here on the YouTube and on the playback. But all of the other watch-alongs are on the playback. So all the games I am indeed doing, people, on Boxing Day. So Manchester City, Everton, Newcastle United, Aston Villa, Wolves, Manchester United, Liverpool, Leicester are all over on the playback. As you can see from the screen, NBA watch-alongs over there, Premier League, Champions League, Europa League, FA Cup, gaming content, boxing watch-alongs, UFC, NFL, F1, all over. www.playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv. That's www.playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv or download the Playback app from your app store, people. But yeah, Lewis is still live, I believe. Let me double check that. I think he is. I don't want to redirect and he's not live because he's been live for a minute. Hold up. Is he still live? Let me see. Yeah, he is still live. All right, so we sending you lot over there. Big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. This has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.